Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren. If you're new here, I do lots of meal preps, what I eat in a days, grocery hauls, basically anything food related. And I am so excited to be in this collab with Jenn over at Jenn's WW Journey. She is the host for this. She's so awesome to put this together for us and for you guys. So you're gonna have a lot of really good new ideas for this 30-minute meals, which are great for a long day at work. If you feel me on that. Sometimes the last thing I want to do is cook. So this is going to have some really good ideas. I'm super excited to show you this recipe that I have come up with, and I'm also really excited to see everybody else's recipes. So definitely check out everybody in the description box below. Check out Jenn and everybody else in the collab. We are all coming out with some awesome recipes for you. And if you're ready for my delicious pesto pasta, stay tuned. So for this recipe, you're going to need some zucchini noodles, some olive oil pan spray, some chicken breast, fresh basil, cherry tomatoes, some spaghetti noodles, a few seasonings. I used garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and pesto. I also used some garlic and then some Parmesan, grated Parmesan as well. The first thing you want to do is just get some water ready to boil on the stove, and then I always salt it after it boils. Then you're going to cut up some cherry tomatoes. I love the sweet champagne tomatoes. I think that they are just the best, especially for this recipe when you cook them. They're so sweet and delicious. If you don't want to use fresh tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes would also be a really good addition to this recipe. Next, I'm just tearing off some of the fresh basil leaves, rolling them up, and then slicing them, just kind of a julienne cut. You could definitely leave out the fresh basil if you're not a fan, but I love it. You can see I even added a little bit more. Spinach would also be a good dupe if you don't want to use basil. You can replace that with spinach for sure. Next, you're just going to want to cut your chicken breast into bite-sized pieces. I only used one chicken breast for this recipe because I was just cooking for 2 people, but you could definitely bulk this up. Once your water comes to a boil, add in some salt and then 2 ounces of spaghetti noodles. Again, I'm just doing 2 people, so I did 2 ounces. Then I'm spraying this pan with a little Pam olive oil spray right before I dump in the chicken, so I had it heating without that spray because the spray will burn pretty easily. So I dump in the chicken and then I go in with some seasonings, salt, a little pepper, garlic powder, and Italian herb. I also just wanted to mention that this recipe only took me 28 minutes from start to finish, and that includes setting up the camera, getting stuff out of the picture, and taming my cat Hutch. So you could probably whip this up in about 20 minutes. So once the chicken is fully cooked through, I go ahead and add in my cherry tomatoes and also a little bit of minced garlic. I forgot to show that in the beginning, but it's just the pre-chopped fresh garlic that you keep in the fridge. I give that a good little stir and then I cover it and just let the tomatoes simmer. And they kind of burst open and they are absolutely delicious. After about 3 minutes, the tomatoes are ready, and then I add in the regular noodles, and I did turn the stove heat off at this point. Then I add in the zoodles. I don't cook them first. I don't put them into the microwave. Just add them straight into the pot with the spaghetti noodles, and the heat from everything will get them perfectly cooked through. They won't end up soggy on you. This is definitely the best method that I found if you're going to mix it with pasta. Even if you want to leave the pasta out, I would still add the zucchini in at this point and just let the leftover heat from the pan cook the noodles for you. So once I got everything stirred together, I added in my pesto. I just weighed out what I had left in my jar, and it was 1.5 ounces. So you can weigh it or you can measure it. Just kind of go in your tracker. I've noticed that different pesto brands are actually a different amount of points. I think the Classico pesto is the lowest. This is just the one I had in my fridge. And then I also add in 4 teaspoons of the Parmesan cheese, the grated Parmesan, and this just gives it kind of a cheesy, good saltiness. You don't need to add any extra salt. This cheese is going to do it for you. Last, just throw in your basil, give it a quick toss, and you are ready to eat. I took this over to my boyfriend's house and he absolutely loved it. He really doesn't even like pasta without like red sauce. That's his favorite. He's not really into Alfredo, but he absolutely loved this. I wish I could quote him, but it had a few cuss words, so I'll just leave it at that. So my entire pan came out to 21 smart points. If you divide the pan in half, it's 11 smart points per huge serving. Or if you do it thirds like I did, it's only 7 points per serving. You can easily pair this with a salad or some garlic bread for a delicious filling dinner. Okay, so this is the final product, you guys. This looks so good. I split mine into 3 servings, but you could absolutely do 2 servings if you have 11 points left in your day. You could split into 4 servings and have a big salad on the side. Totally up to you. This is going to be so filling and delicious. You could also just make this with zoodles. That would be really delicious too. I am feeding myself and my boyfriend and hopefully leftovers for him. And so that's why I did noodles and zucchini. But yeah, I'm so excited about this. Do not forget to check everybody else's 30-minute meal down in the description box below. I'll have them linked for you, and I'll see you in my next video.